Ms. James, 2 minutes.
Within the last few weeks, the British press reported once more instances where religious superstition and witchcraft have had a devastating impact on albinos' lives in Malawi. Now, quite clearly, overseas aid, even that given on a conditional basis, is shown not to be effective in dealing with the education, employment and income issues that might, if improved, deal with the awful prosecution and persecution of defenceless albinos. Now, the European Union should look to itself and end punitive trade barriers against African agricultural products. Those trade barriers that block much-needed national economic development. Only via national economic development do properly funded health and education policies that will lessen the superstition and witchcraft practices have any chance of improving African societies for all citizens, not just albinos. The UK Commonwealth will undoubtedly take the necessary lead from now on this matter, but I urge the European Union to look at its African trade practices, which are not helping the plight of albinos, the African poor, and thus the African continent's future. Thank you.
Köszönöm szépen, képviselő asszony, a figyelmeztetést.
Thank you very much. And now Mr. Korwin Mikke, 1 minute.
Thank you very much. When I look at this consensus, I feel sick because we regret and welcome, etc., etc. This is a lot of bullshit. If we want to do something, we should do something. If the Americans had problems in Africa, they bought a piece of land, they created Nigeria, and maybe we should also buy a piece of land in Africa, and then maybe let's create a state for albinos. We could, and this way we could do a little bit of good, because this is good for nothing. Why couldn't we have such a state for albinos in Africa? And in any case, the European Union should be destroyed.
Nyilván vannak más vélemények is, hál' Istennek. Venta képviselő.
Well, fortunately, there are other views.